It looked like, speaking of fun, it looked like you were having fun out there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it was, got to just go out there and enjoy it. The great thing, I think, was a lot of the stuff we practice in camp, I was able to do out there, not everything, but a lot of the key things that we had worked on, I was able to do. So I love that. I think we talked about it earlier this week on Wednesday, that I said that if you feel like you're done learning, you're done. You're gonna stalemate. You're never gonna, evolve. And me, Eric, Ray, our team, we've been working on a bunch of things. So it was fun to go out there and implement some of those things in the fight.
Well, if you don't mind sharing, what was the game plan coming in tonight? And what were you expecting that he was going to try to do? Obviously, we knew he was going to eventually try to go for takedowns, but I'm not sure if he thought he was going to stand and bang. But what was your approach?
So 100%, we knew that this guy was trying to get the fight to the ground. So it was to go out there, to be fast. I have great takedown defense, but I can't just, discount Gerald and what he's been doing and what he's been working on. I know he's changed teams and been working with some different people. And to be honest, I feel like it showed in his last couple of performances. If you really watch his wrestling, I think in his last few performances, his wrestling got a lot cleaner, a lot better. And I know he's been really, or it seems anyway, from videos that I see and his social media and whatnot, it seems like he's really been, focusing in on that wrestling. And it was no surprise. I think he even knew it. I think he even said it during his media that the game plan is to get me to the ground, and my game plan is going to be to keep it from going there. So even in the times where I really hurt him, where I dropped him, we talked about it again, like so many times. He's, you think you're whooping his ass, and you go down there to finish him, and there goes your neck. He has so many submissions like that, so many victories. So I had to keep that in mind all week, all fight camp, and even right before we walked out tonight. My coaches were telling me, like, hey, don't get caught in there. Don't get overzealous. Don't get too excited. You hurt them. Just be mindful of that.
And you moved very light on your feet. You didn't move like a guy that was carrying pressure for a couple of losses coming into this thing. I mean, did that even weigh into your mind, or is it a matter of your team doesn't even let you think about those particular things?
No, at the end of the day, no matter what is going on before, whatever happened in the past, you're standing across of a guy that's trying to take you out, Gerald might be a submission guy, but that he's still a big dude, He's probably still, he's like my height, maybe a little taller, around the same height. We're about the same size, 205 pounds or so. So you take somebody at that size that knows how to fight, they can still swing it, you know what I mean? So you got to respect that. So I don't really think about those type of things. I don't like to carry those type of things in there with me. I like to focus on the task at hand. And tonight, that was Gerald Meerschaert going out there and implementing my game plan, which I feel like I did.
How did your hands feel tonight? Because it looked really good. It looked like you were comfortable with your striking. Felt like you were fighting better than, no offense to the last couple of fights, but felt like you were fighting better than you have been in some time.
No, I felt really great out there. The weight cut went really well. Camp itself went really well. I have no complaints, So all week I was in a very good space, and I think it showed out there tonight.
And what does this win do for you in the division, you think?
I think, for one, it ties me for the most wins in UFC middleweight history. And two, I think it just goes, shows the rest of the division, if anybody thought that I was on my way out or whatever they were thinking, or, that, hey, I'm still here, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. And I feel like I still have room. Crazy as it is, I've been in it 20 plus fights, 15 years, and I still feel like I have that mentality that I can do more, I can do better, that I can still evolve. There's a lot more things that we were working on that I wasn't able to show tonight. I showcased a few things, so I'm going to go right back to work, get in our dev crew, keep working on those things, and you'll see more in the next fight.
I'm not a stat guy. Did that really tie you for the most middleweight wins?
Yeah.
That's got to feel good.
Are we tied, or did I beat him now?
I think you're tied now.
Okay, so I'm...
You beat him in, the amount. That was our last fight. I think
fights.
Oh, you reached to it? He reached it quicker?
Yeah, so I have the most fights at middleweight, the most fight time, and then now I'm tied for the most wins. So next win puts me above him.
That's pretty incredible.
Chasing Michael Bisping.
Yeah. Well, we talk about what you bring to the young cats in the gym, you know, and you have the stats. You have the numbers that you can take back to these guys now. Is that something, a point of pride? I mean, it's neat to hear, but do you ever think about that when it comes to the day-to-day? You probably don't even think about the stats and the numbers.
Nah, not really. You know, to be honest, like, the stats thing, I honestly, like, it's important. I like it. You know, I'm humbled by it. But it's not something that I really think about or look forward to. Like, tonight, I didn't even realize that. Like, I knew I was up there close to Mike or whatever, or I don't know if I was past him or whatnot. Like I said, I don't really pay attention too much. But he brought it to my attention in the post-fight interview. So then I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I caught you, Mike. And now next one, I'm going to pass you.
Should just challenge him right there. He doesn't see.
Hey,
so well.
I tried. You know, at the tail end of his career, I was trying to get a fight with him, you know, doing the little talking shit on Twitter. And even after I fought Jotko, he was working the card, and we ran into him backstage. And I told him, I was like, all right, Mike, I just won that fight. Look, me and you next, you know. And it was a pretty funny little thing. But he ended up retiring. And nothing but respect for that guy, you know, nothing but respect for him and everything he's accomplished.
Well, they certainly gave you lots of respect as well when you go back and watch it. The commentary team was very impressed by your performance. So I guess I got to ask, like, what's next? I mean, do you kind of soak this win in for a little bit, you know, and give yourself a little bit of a break, or are you back in the gym on Monday or Tuesday?
Nah, I'm going to go back. I have some teammates with fights coming up, middleweights, Edmund, Mansour, bunch of guys. I know some of the smaller show guys as well that you guys are not too familiar with have some fights coming up. So I got to be there for them. I'm pretty healthy. I'll take a slight little break, just, you know, enjoy a little bit of time with my family, because fight week, I don't see them all too much. But other than that, it's right back to work, you know. Like, I don't need to be in the gym grinding like it's fight camp, but I definitely, like I said, I need to be learning and growing, evolving.
Any names that make sense that you want to get back in there, the ones that you maybe want to get a L back, or just, you know, anybody that you're just excited to maybe challenge yourself against?
I would love to get any of my L's back. But no, I hadn't, truth be told, I hadn't even looked past Gerald, you know. It was all focused on him, not looking past him one bit. But my team and I will go back to the drawing board. You know, we'll see what makes sense, good matchups, et cetera, et cetera. I'll sit down with Ali, and we'll talk about it and go from there.
Congrats on the victory.
Thanks, brother.